So Jayson Tatum had a pretty eventful summer for things that he accomplished and didn't accomplish. Starting with, honestly, the Eastern Conference Finals, not getting Eastern Conference Finals MVP, going to the NBA Finals, not getting Finals MVP there, but winning his first championship, still pretty widely regarded as the Celtics' best player in doing so. And then we go to the Olympics and the whole debacle about Jayson Tatum getting DMPs, playing bad out there, barely playing out there, was a very big conversation point this summer. This was also the summer JT became the cover of NBA 2K25, was the cover of Sports Illustrated. He got a really big max extension from the Boston Celtics. Like, this was a pretty eventful summer for Jayson Tatum. But yesterday was the Celtics media day, and a lot was being said by Jayson Tatum himself, some of the other Celtics players, and some of the media members as well that we all know and love. You probably don't, but they were talking. He has not let go of that championship trophy ever since he got it, man. God, yo, look at the way he's walking. So a big talking point this summer was Jayson Tatum's three-point shot just falling off the face of the earth, not only in the Olympic run, but in the playoffs as well. And apparently he's been in the lab because this is what the new jump shot's looking like. Hold on. Doink. Doink. I already know he's about to get cooked on Twitter for all these misses, but it is practice. That is the reason why we practice things. We work on things in practice so we can make the mistakes in practice so that in game we are actually draining our shit. Pause. But I am looking at this and the jump shot does look smoother, which is a good sign. The release seems faster too off the catch. Apparently, according to Al Horford's been showing up at practices at like 8 a.m. and JT's already done. Awesome. Kobe shit, yeah. Tatum also directly addressed what happened to the Olympics and his DMPs, and this is what he had to say.
Addressed the, I didn't play in 2 of those games. That's what you mean?
That's part of it, yeah.
Motivation, I guess you could say that, and if you want to simplify it. In real time, it was tough, but it's, and Joe, I talked to Joe a lot. Joe was probably the happiest person in the world that I didn't win Finals MVP and that I didn't play in 2 of the games in the Olympics.
So he pretty much indirectly confirmed that, yeah, he did feel some type of way about not playing in the Olympics, which I don't give a fuck what you say. That is the mentality he should have. And that is a mentality that, at the very least, you shouldn't blame him for having. Mind you, a lot of those guys on the Olympic teams are players that have played at starting minute levels since middle school, a la high school. They are the leaders of their own NBA teams. Jayson Tatum, again, just came off a championship, first team All-NBA specifically and all of that. But even if he didn't win all of that, Anthony Edwards, KD, D-Book, all those guys are guys that get a lot of touches in the NBA on their own respective teams. And to go from that to not getting any minutes, and when you're in the game, the offense not being ran through you, I mean, it is a big adjustment. And yeah, as fans, we've definitely had the conversations about, I mean, he didn't deserve those minutes. And if you believe that, honestly, I don't care at this point. But I'm just saying, if I am in the shoes of Jayson Tatum, I should feel slighted, and I should use that as motivation going into the season as a damn. Even after all I did, they still don't think I'm good enough, which I think is a fine mentality to have. If you have a problem with that, I don't, what is the problem with that? Also, Joe Mazzulla being happy that Jayson Tatum had to go through that is the most Joe Mazzulla thing ever. That motherfucker's a psycho, man, and I love him for that. Tatum also had this to say in regards to what we should expect from him in this upcoming season and honestly in the near future.
At 26 and I guess as accomplished as I am, I just always feel like overall, I can still get better. I'm not at. You haven't seen like the best version of Jayson Tatum.
Oh, y'all heard that?
And you should,
That's
right?
scary.
I'm only 26. I should continue to keep getting better.
I hope so. I hope so. One thing I definitely noticed from the media day is that, yeah, Jayson Tatum definitely has a different level of confidence to himself after winning the championship, because he's talking about things that I don't think he would have said if he didn't get the championship. He talk about Larry Bird now. He's bringing up the other greats and how, hey, they didn't have a Finals MVP. It's fine. Like, I'm gonna get it one day. Hold on, I'm gonna bring up these clips.
For me, I don't give anybody or a situation like that much attention or credit. Like, I didn't need any extra motivation coming into the season, right? My motivation came from us winning the championship. And the company that I joined in doing that. And the motivation came from not being satisfied. And Larry Bird's the best Celtic to ever wear this uniform. And that's the guy that I'm chasing. And even if I fall short of that, if I aspire to be as great as he was, and even if you fall a little short, you're had a hell of a career. So my motivation is chasing, the best players to ever play, the best player to ever wear a Celtic uniform.
Which, as a Celtics fan, is exactly what you want to hear. Man, screw chasing Kobe. Screw chasing Michael Jordan. I'm just trying to be the best player for this franchise. Hey, don't be Tatum, man. Don't be Tatum. I also feel like he doesn't want to say it outright, man, but I truly do think, even with that quote that he just said, he felt some type of way about them DMPs, and it's okay. I think it's okay for him to say that, but apparently he doesn't want to. He was also asked about how he felt about not getting Finals MVP, and this is what he had to say.
It's just crazy. Like, I can't think of another situation like this where you win a championship, you win a gold medal, you get this wild contract, right? Like, probably more than you could ever dream that you would sign an extension for. But the questions are, well, you didn't win Finals MVP, you didn't get to play in the Olympics. Is there a motivation in that stuff for you?
It just wasn't my time, I guess, right? Not the only superstar to not win Finals MVP. Steph Curry got 4 rings, and he only has 1. Right. Isaiah Thomas didn't win every time. Larry Bird didn't win Finals MVP every time he won a championship. The most important thing was that we won, and I know that I played a huge role in us winning the championship, and I know that JB played his butt off, and we needed KP for Game 1, and we needed everybody, Drew and D. White. So for me, I was happy for JB. I was happy that we won, and I know that I'm going to win Finals MVP one day, which means I get to win another championship. So just wasn't my time.
Man, he is saying all the right things, talking about multiple championships down the line. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get mine one day. Man, so you locking in another ring, JT? Hey, listen, man. I like the confidence. I love the confidence. I think Jayson Tatum needs to talk with way more confidence. But boy, is he setting the expectations high now. First he said, the best of me is yet to come, because he's only 26. Second of all, he's talking about, that Finals MVP is bound to happen at some point in my career. Hopefully it's with the Celtics, but he said that. Then he's talking about, I'm trying to be the greatest Celtic of all time. I'm trying to beat out Larry Bird. Hey, man, JT set him the expectations. He is telling us exactly how good he thinks he is and how good he thinks he's going to be by the time his career is over. And my God, this can really be a great I told you so, or a great I told you so in the other direction of, oh my goodness, you really thought you was him, but you ended up being next gen Paul Pierce. Like, ooh, that's going to be tough. Because a lot of the names he's mentioned and the names he wants to be a part of, I heard a lot of guys in the top 20 all time, top 10 all time. That's what he's gunning for, which, again, if I am Jayson Tatum, that's a fine mentality to have. I think that is the mentality he should be having. So as a guy rooting for him, I don't have a problem with it. But boy, when he does fall short, because he's not going to win every single fucking year, he is going to end up choking at some point in his career again. Whew. Them conversations, defending you gonna be hard. Defending you is gonna be hard with these quotables out there. Now, apparently the timeline is saying Kendrick Perkins has been hating on the Celtics because of this clip right here.
Basketball is competition. No one in the NBA is scared right now of the Boston Celtics. I'm just letting you know this. This is why the New York Knicks went out and they went and got Mikal Bridges and they upgraded their roster. This is why the Philadelphia 76ers went out and got Paul George and upgraded their roster. They're coming into training camp feeling great. And to be honest with you, let's be real, a lot of people was looking at the path that the Celtics went through to win the NBA championship and say that they actually had an easy path for the competition and the teams that they played that were not healthy.
I don't think he's hating, because Joel Embiid, a guy who is a leader of one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, outright said that, I felt like the Boston Celtics had an injured path to the NBA Finals, and you know, I would have more respect for them if they face healthy teams. Like, he verbatim said that. And also, being scared of a team is a very strong word, because even, you know, when KD joined the Warriors, I wouldn't say the Cavs were scared of them. I wouldn't say, you know, the Rockets, who definitely tried their best to compete with them, were scared of them. Like, there were teams that tried to build against the Warriors. Hell, even the Pelicans, right, when they got Boogie and AD together, they were definitely trying to beat the Warriors back then. So if that was the case back then, and respectfully to the Celtics, I don't think it is a case of teams are definitely afraid of them. But also, I think we're playing and lying to ourselves if we think the arms race in the East isn't to beat the Celtics specifically. Like, if we're talking about quotables, I believe Josh Hart on his own podcast verbatim mentioned the Boston Celtics as the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. They are the defending champions. They have been the most successful team in the Eastern Conference in the last, 3-4 years in totality. We are lying to ourselves if we feel like people don't look at the Boston Celtics as the top dogs, especially after the fact that they actually won the championship this time around.
Again, I love it that the Celtics are coming in with a chip on their shoulder, especially the two young superstars in Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Whether that's because they have a beef with the Olympics, like Jayson Tatum said, the best thing that happened, one of the best things that happened was him not winning the Finals MVP. I think we're going to get a better version of Jayson Tatum. But at the end of the day, teams did stack up in the rest of the league, and especially in the Eastern Conference, to go look the Celtics eye to eye, and they're going to do that this season. It's a reason that we're on this streak right now where teams haven't repeated. It's hard. Teams are getting better every single offseason.
Yeah, I actually don't think Kendrick Perkins was hating, for real. Now, apparently, Jaylen Brown has ruffled some feathers with some things he said about the Detroit Pistons out of all teams. But honestly, it makes sense.
Finding different ways to lead also sometimes means that sacrifice where, you know, in a night we playing, don't mean to disrespect them, but the Detroit Pistons, who have struggled over the last year or two, you know, we're going to play through Peyton, let him go for 30. And play through Sam, let him shoot 10 threes tonight. We're going to still win the game.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, one of the best players in the league literally telling you that your team is so ass, we gonna play through our 6th, 7th man for the night is insane. I don't care what y'all say. If I'm the Pistons, me personally, I would take this personally. Especially from a team that was in a dogfight with y'all last season. Arguably the most stressful game of the year as a Celtics fan, when the Celtics almost were the team that broke the Pistons' losing streak last year. Like, that was a stressful game for those who remember. Jaylen Brown is just calling a spade a spade. The Pistons have sucked over the last 1 or 2 years. That has been a fact, okay? And if he wants to say the Charlotte Hornets in there too, he can go ahead and say that. Is it disrespectful? That's definitely arguable. Now, he did preface it by saying, nah, no disrespect. But that's like saying no offense after saying some offensive shit. At some point, it was offensive. I don't care if you said no offense. But also, JB, that beard better come back soon, man. That beard better come back soon. What is this? Definitely a lot of things to talk about from Celtics Media Day. Is Jayson Tatum a little bit too overconfident now? Are the Celtics still slept on? Did Jaylen Brown disrespect the Detroit Pistons? Hey, listen, man, NBA season is definitely in the air. And my God, this offseason has been long. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to keep up with all the videos. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.